Hi guys, so welcome back to Freebird, Missouri. This is Sunday and this is rest day. I am getting ready to put down my youngest for a nap and just relax. Hopefully today it's just quiet and nice. But my daughter is with grandma, and then my husband and my middle son are butchering hogs this afternoon. And then my husband is going to come home and possibly sand the last coat of mud. And then I think we're going to start priming. So we're using today to work, and we don't usually do that, but that's what we're doing. So hopefully I will be back on and I will kind of show you the upstairs, like a little tour, and then we will see what's next. So here I'm going to start a little supper. I have 2 chicken breasts and some seasoning from Pioneer Woman, Tex-Mex. It's supposedly supposed to be good on chicken and I think beef and pork. So whichever you want to use, I'm using it on chicken tonight. And then what I usually do is I got this recipe from Felicia Keithley. I think that's how you say her name. I'm not sure. I will tag her page on the description, but I take a bag of cauliflower rice, most generally. I only had cauliflower florets. And then I take broccoli and cream of chicken, and I will mix that all together. First, I'm going to spray my pan, 9x13 casserole dish. This is also Pioneer Woman. I got it for my birthday. I love her. And then I like to go ahead and pour all of my frozen stuff out into a bowl so it can be kind of like thawing out. Sorry if you hear my children in the background. We live here. And then I will pour my cauliflower in there. And then after that, I will pour my 2 cans of cream of chicken. I tend to use the 98% fat-free. You can use whatever you want. So here's my chicken. I shredded it up. And then I pour all that in together. I sprinkle cheese on it, bake, and then serve.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little video about what we've done up here on our upstairs the last couple years. So if we go all the way to the east end of the house, I've got my reloading room. I've got drywall piled in here, just so I've got it out of the way, but I've got our hardwood floors refinished under the plastic. Just got the plastic down to hopefully keep from scratching them too bad. Went ahead and done a little bit of paneling on this wall. Just need to finish hanging the trim in here, and this room will be done. We went to Lowe's and bought some cabinets and a 10-foot countertop for my reloading bench. And the cabinets were just like a cheap blank cabinet, and I believe I used a dark walnut stain and a Minwax satin polyurethane on them. This room is just going to be a big bedroom. I believe the dimensions are 14 by 16 minus this kind of odd shaped wall here. This room, the plaster was really bad on the ceiling because there was only 2x4 ceiling joists in here, and it's a really long span. So I actually came in and took out all the ceiling joists in the reloading room and this room. And the reloading room, I just went back with 2x4s, basically just furred those ceilings out to where they were nice and straight and level. This room, I came in with 2x6s just to give it more support, so my drywall wasn't, going to crack really bad or anything. These 2 knee walls here, this little 2.5-foot bump out, I actually tore those completely out. They were way out of plumb. So I took them out and just built new walls and stood up pretty much in the same place. The only challenge I seen with doing that was trying to get these corners to where all of them came together correctly, and then this outside corner same way with it. But anyway, everything turned out pretty good there. So I've got all the drywall done in here. The floors were really bad. The floor joists were actually cracked and broke. I think there was only 3 out of the 11 or 12 of them that were not something wrong with them. So I came in and I couldn't really tear them out because this is our living room ceiling. So I came in and laminated, I believe 2x10s, laminated them with 1/2 inch OSB and screwed them to the existing floor joist, but went on out past the wall below this wall, so they're anchored good. And then this is a 2-foot attic space behind here, so I took them on out to that living room wall, so they had plenty of support. And as you can see here, everything didn't come together perfect. I'm gonna have to get that filled in before we carpet. But the floor was so crooked I couldn't get it completely level, or there would have been a 3.5 inch step and a big threshold at this doorway. So what I did was just tried to line this doorway up as best I could with this doorway, going north and south, and then east and west, tried to line up to where my thresholds were going to be good on those 2 doors. So I got that done, everything lined up the way I wanted to. It was just that there was enough of bow in the floor here that I couldn't put my subfloor on over to that doorway. This little closet, I think it's like a 4x6. I am getting ready to come in here and finish sanding my drywall. I've just got a little bit of sanding to do up here in the corners that I just finished. All my butt joints are already done. Screw holes are all mudded and sanded. I just need to come up here and sand my corner joints, and we got this done. Usually when I mud in a closet or something, I usually leave this light fixtured where I can poke it up here into the attic space, just so I don't have to worry about mudding around it. So that's 2 rooms. This room I done a long time ago. It's just kind of piled full of junk right now. I've got 1/4 inch drywall that I'm going to use for a round room to wrap it, to where I don't have a ton of joints from scoring sheetrock. But yeah, this room finished out really nice. It's got some kind of odd corners. I use the same paneling, same stain and polyurethane as we did on our cabinets and the other paneling, and it's just kind of an accent wall back there where the bed is. And if we come through here, got these floors done. They all turned out pretty nice. So walking into this closet, there's a chimney I just replastered. If we come on in here though, this was just a closet, and I've figured out that this attic space was just wasted space back in here. I think it measures about 5 3/4 feet wide all the way through. And I'll get my flashlight out here so we can walk in. So it's just a nice little storage room. It's got a pitch from the roof here, and then you can see where that pitch comes together back here. Come on back in, and it's just a big L-shaped closet. Really, really handy for storing anything. So as you can see, the way this sits though, from that closet all the way back through here is just attic space. This side is the exact same thing, and I did the same thing. I'll show that to you here in just a minute. On our hallway here, when I come back up in just a few minutes, I've got to finish sanding our drywall here. The staircase wall, when I'd done the downstairs before we moved in, I just refinished the plaster because of this trim board here from the stairs. I didn't want to tear the plaster and lath out and run into any issues there, so I just refinished the plaster there. And I just finished it out. There used to be an old board that went across there. I took the board down and I just went ahead and refinished it all the way up. I think I put 3 coats 90-minute mud on it and taped it. Got all the holes and everything filled in. And after I did that, I put some, maybe a coat or two of bucket mud just to get it smoothed up pretty good. And then I went to lightweight joint compound, and it's as smooth as it's gonna get. On our ceiling here, we're gonna take some paneling, that same beadboard paneling we've been using in a few rooms, and we are gonna paint it white for this ceiling, just to kind of have something neat to walk up the staircase into. There used to be a chimney that came up this wall, so I had to tear that wall out and restud it and get it to where we could drywall it. You can see we got all this. It was all drywall. Drywall's finished. We'll come back in here when I'm ready to trim and put some 1/2-inch extension jambs on our doorways up here to where all of our trim finishes out flush with the doorways. And then this bedroom, or this used to be a bedroom, it's going to be a bathroom now. I've got my plumbing roughed in. That middle room, the floor that I took out of it, where this chimney used to come up here, I just started right here at the corner of the doorway, tore all the hardwood out, and you can kind of see the color variation there. After I tore the chimney out, there was a big hole in the floor there, obviously, so I tore the hardwood out back to that point, and then used what I had from the other room to fill it back in. Another reason I kind of done that was the old floor that was in here, the plaster was thick enough that there would have been a really big gap between my drywall and the floor right there, and I didn't know if my trim was going to quite cover it. So the hardwood from the other room was quite a bit longer, a little bit bigger room. The hardwood was longer, so it worked perfect for doing that. When we get this done, there's going to be a nice big vanity here. The toilet will sit over here. You can see we've got this same beadboard paneling going up here. I've just got to add another sheet and a quarter or so right there to have that wall finished out. It'll be painted white. Our bathtub and shower is going to be right here. I think we'll probably put a claw foot bathtub in it with a wraparound shower curtain and exposed copper pipes and everything for our faucets and everything on the shower. Put some 3 outlets on this wall. It was just big enough space. I really didn't know what somebody would want to do with it eventually, since it's actually a pretty decent sized bedroom. And then we've got another closet here. I've actually got another coat or two of mud to put on it. You can see I've skim coated this entire wall here. I tried to use up all the scraps I had from mold and moisture resistant drywall. You notice that some of it's green board, some of it's purple. I just used up all the scrap pieces I could on this closet. And then this closet's full of trim and stuff, but you can see how I'd went back in that old attic space and finished it out the same as the other one. So after I get the two closets and this hallway finished up and primed, I'm going to start hanging trim. And then my last project to have this house finished up, my light back out here, you can see where I'd just rebuilt this wall from that closet we were in earlier. I've got this whole room demoed. This sort of round room, this would be directly above our dining room. I've just kind of got all the trim piled in here, so it's out of my way for right now. But as you can see, it's just a bare studded wall, and you can kind of see how they made this room appear round. All the studs obviously are straight, but they've just gradually kind of wrapped them around, and you can see why I've had to fur so many walls out from how rough cut some of this lumber is. Some of it's very, very crooked. Also got a decent little closet here I'll have to finish out. My camera will focus. There we go. So Yeah, it'll be like a 3.5 foot by 5 foot probably closet. And then if I didn't have insulation piled in the attic, I'd take you up there, but I went through and put in, rewired the whole upstairs, cut a little attic hatch in here, but rewired the whole upstairs, and I put 3 or 4 lights in the attic to where you can just come up here, turn a switch on. I put a plug up there just in case anybody needed to do any work up there that had access to 120 volt electricity, so they didn't have to run drop cords and all that kind of stuff up here. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at, and hopefully tonight I can get like I said, this closet here sanded and primed, this nice big hallway, get it sanded down and primed, and then we'll just have the ceiling to hang in here. I think my next step after I get this done actually is I'm going to go ahead and trim this room out, get it cleaned up really good, and trim this closet, and then that way I can get some of this trim out of my way that you can kind of see is accumulated in different rooms, and give me a little bit more room, and then hopefully I can get this beadboard hung in here on the ceiling. And before I do the hardwood up here, I'm gonna have this hardwood to refinish, hardwood in the closet in there to sand and refinish the bathroom, and this round room, I need to get the round room drywalled and get it all done, and then I'll just go to Bullseye Trading. They've got a drum sander I'll use on it, and an edger. That's what I'd used on all our other floors, and then go through and clean up these hardwood floors, get them sanded down to a really nice raw finish, and then we'll come in and put a coat of black walnut Minwax stain on them, and I have been using Minwax high gloss polyurethane for hardwood floors is what I've been using for a finish, about 3 to 4 really good coats of it, and seems to put a really nice finish on them.
This is the next day. Zeb's been doing a little sanding. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. I'm looking for a stir stick. If anybody has ever worked on a house, they know this is overwhelming. Anyway, I found a stir stick. There's this, this is the scariest room ever. This is round though. Everything is round in this room. It's like crazy to think about how they just built things with no power tools. They just built. It's awesome. Anyway, tonight Zeb is going to prime. I'm taking the 3 children to our weekly host. It's church, kids night, adults, men and women time. So anyway, we are going to, oh, you're a little fuzzy. Hold on. Squeak, squeak, squeak. So he's gonna prime. He'll probably be done priming by the time I get home, and I will try and give you guys a finished look maybe on the next video. It's been a very productive day. I rearranged the living room. You can hear my children. They are so loud. So loud. We're going to go downstairs. My favorite view of the house is this right here. When you come downstairs, you can just check it out. I'm going to miss this house, but it's been a lot of work. And that's it for this video.